Tonight on TapeGoat, I'm taking you out on a date, baby. We're getting dressed to the nines and we are going to the cinema. I gotta admit, feature films aren't really my bag. The more worthless and the more obscure, the better, is what I always say. But every once in a while, something about a tape's cover can catch your eye, trap you under its spell, enticing you with promises of something truly bussin'. Runtime be damned! That's why today we are going to talk about The Mountain Family Robinson. And now, ladies and gentlemen, here we have the tape. Up here we have the tagline, the intriguing tagline. Their survival depended on courage, a strong will to live, and luck. It's beautiful painted artwork, guys. Here we have, our cast over here and synopsis, which does a very, very good job at making this film seem way more exciting than it actually is. Another intriguing thing about this tape is that you have to crank it open. I'm going to see how well I can do this one-handed. And then you can poop the tape out right there. We have the big media home entertainment logo above the title. The label looks like it's in pretty good condition. And look at that. The runtime is displayed 102 minutes. Yikes. All right, and there we have it, everybody. The tape. This movie is very good. About a fat man who goes to jungle with family. I like this movie very much. It is about man who goes into jungle mountains with family, where he is able to get fat from eating greasy beers. At first, you cannot believe this, because like in the Revenant movie with Matt Damon, usually it is the greasy beers who eat the people. But in this movie, the fat man and his family make very possible to live outside and go start growing vegetables and shoot the bears who try and eat them. This movie is very much about how you too can stop going to your job and leave for a better life in the jungle. Life is better outside where there are trees and bugs and animals, and this man proved it! He and his family get very fat when they do this. If you watch first movie about this, he's very thinny. But by this third sequel, he have big belly. You can go into the woods too and shoot and eat greasy beers, and you will get fat. This great American movie.
Come share my dream with me, my love.
Mountain Family Robinson is a G-rated family film from 1979 that is third in a trilogy of films that you can be certain I will never bother watching. In fact, let's just pretend that this is a standalone film and the other two don't exist. I say yay to that. This movie features the eponymous family Robinson, namely Pat the mom, Jenny the girl, Toby the little boy, and Skip the dad. This brave film wastes no time catching you up on what happened in the past two films. It just throws you right into the action. For the record, the backstory is that they are a family who decided that instead of living in Los Angeles, they'd rather live in destitution in the mountains of Colorado. The movie begins with Big Daddy Skip trying to push over a big hard stump erecting from the ground. While that's happening, a forest ranger named Brooks is flying over in his helicopter, scanning the horizon.
I've never seen that cabin before.
Are you sure you got the right cabin?
I'm sure. It's an old Jake's claim.
Old Jake's claim? No one's supposed to be living there.
The ranger apparently had not noticed that a family built a cabin in the middle of the woods and had been there for however long. Whoopsie. A little oversight there. The woods are a big place. He lands his helicopter and he walks up to the family and starts acting all grumpy and shit, not trying to refuse to shake hands and stuff.
My name's Skip Robinson.
Brooks comes in and is all confused, and he says that nobody has lived here on the record since old Jake died, and old Jake just happens to be Skip's uncle.
According to our records, no one's lived here since old Jake died over 2 years ago.
Right. Old Jake was my uncle. He used to live in that other place up there.
Who lived in the piece of shit up the hill. He says, well, you can't live here. This is a legitimate mining claim or something like that. He talks about it being a mining claim.
Looks like you've got a problem.
How's that?
This parcel is a mining claim, not a vegetable garden. You do know that this property is on a mining claim, don't you?
In the end, they need to prove that their claim is legitimate or else they will be evicted.
Well, For your sake, I hope that there's nothing wrong with your claim. Son, you want to get out of my chopper?
We won't get into the weeds on that. It doesn't matter. It doesn't come back until the third act. From this point on, it's pretty much just mild antics and chilling.
Heard of such a wonderful, crazy thing. Life is so beautiful, can you imagine? There's a little place where...
Right after Brooks leaves, we've got Boomer coming in like a bat out of hell, bringing in them chaos vibrations.
Get out of here! Help! Help!
You know what it sounds like.
Get out of here! Get out of here, Sandy! Help! Help!
When Boomer arrives, he's coming up the hill with a pack mule, and he's accosted by a black bear. To give you some context, the black bear is friendly. Sorta. I don't know. Yeah, he causes mischief. A dog runs into the frame and starts like barking like crazy and runs behind the mule. And the mule starts panicking and kicking its back feet, and it comes within 6 inches of braining this dog to death. Anyway, Boomer's a homie, and he's played by John Carpenter's hobo guy, George Buckflower. He shows up, he's passing through town, and he just wants to chill for a little bit before he heads out to stake out a mining claim. He just kicks it with everybody. He hangs out with the kids. He's got kind of a special relationship with them. I guess Toby looks up to his mountain man lifestyle and aspires to it. Anyway, he shows up for a little bit, just kind of mild antics. There's a bear. That bear comes back and jerks around with him a little bit more.
What in darnation's going on out there?
And then he pisses off to another side of the mountain, and it's weirdly emotional when it happens.
I love you.
I love you too, Toby. Yeah. Be seeing you.
You take good care, huh?
And remember, this is the only movie. It's not like there are other movies that give, further context to their relationship, maybe add some emotional weight. No, doesn't matter. They don't exist. And then, the second act comes around, and there's a further antics and some picnics, and there's a vicious fight between a dog and a bobcat. They really did just let a dog and a bobcat fight on camera. And then they introduce like another measly chunk of conflict, which is that Pat's mom is sick, so apparently she needs to fly out to Los Angeles to be with her mom.
Please get... I have to go. My mother's sick and I just can't take it any longer.
But they introduce this like weird element of suspense that she like might not come back. And it's like, why?
What would you want to do if Mom doesn't come back?
As if she'd wake up so hard to how awesome modern life is that she would just forget about her family and never go back to them. Then there's this other kind of, interesting part where Toby wanders off because he's chasing a crow that stole his flute to build its nest, and he climbs up a cliffside and goes up to where the bird's nest is, and then when he sees how high he is, he goes into some kind of weird stupor and needs to be rescued.
Help me.
Okay, you're gonna be all right. I'm right here.
Anyway, that turns out to be cool. Everything's cool. I mean, the stakes are pretty low in this one, honestly. I mean, I don't even really think they should be living in the wilderness anyway. I feel like they should go back to Los Angeles. Anyway, Mom comes back because why wouldn't she? It's Gunnison, Colorado. It's not the Arctic tundra. She comes back and they just go back to dicking around because, it's not the meatiest plot. It features a lot of great music by a guy named Robert O. Ragman, who apparently did a lot of film composition for blaxploitation films. So there's a whole lot of these extended sequences of them roaming around the mountains and having picnics and taking naked baths together with a bear. So at the hour 7 mark, Brooks just randomly comes back finally.
Mr. Robinson, our records indicate that There have been no mineral assays off of this parcel for the past 2 years. Under U.S. Land Use Law 93, Section 7100, you are hereby served.
He serves them an eviction notice and tells them that they have, so-and-so amount of time to prove their claim. Otherwise, they got to get their stuff and get out of there. Skip and Toby and the dog, they head out trying to find Boomer, hoping that he can help them legitimize their claim. But all they find is a grizzly. Who chases Skip and runs him up a tree.
Get out! Get out! Whoa! 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 Toby, let the dog go!
Toby is for some reason holding the dog back while Skip is desperately begging him to let the dog get killed by the bear so he will live. He falls out of the tree like really, really far. Doesn't die.
Why didn't you let the dog go?
Dad, I was only doing what you told me.
In this world, really everything is cool. Nothing is wrong. Just don't worry. So Boomer's like moving up these switchback trails and he's being stalked by a mountain lion, which attacks him. But he's saved by the bear in a twist of irony. Now we're moving into the third act, and it is chaos. So after they fail to prove their claim, Brooks tells them to get out.
Well, your time's up. My orders are to see that you're evicted.
We need an extension, Mr. Brooks.
Sorry?
And then proceeds to immediately crash his helicopter in a fiery blaze. Now the Robinsons have the leverage. They hold Brooks' life in their hands. Will they snuff it out? No, of course they rescue him and they become friends, though he remains grumpy. While they're just kicking it, Boomer's donkey shows up unattended, which makes them a little bit concerned for their prospector friend.
Dad, there's Flora.
So Skip, Jenny, and Toby go out searching for him while Pat stays with the ailing Brooks. All right, let's wrap this thing up. It's long. I much prefer 7-minute long videos about creepy dolls. So they finally locate Boomer, and he is trapped underground in a mining tunnel that is caved in.
Boomer! You all right? I think so, Skip, but I sure do wish you wouldn't stop digging on my account.
So they bring him out of there, and he's got like a mineral in his pocket, and he says it's quartz and that this is a genuine mining mineral.
Take a gander at that.
What is it?
That, my friend, is quartz.
Quartz?
I don't understand what it means.
It means that we got ourselves a mining mineral. We're gonna go fishing! We're gonna go see over yonder!
They take it back to Brooks, and he's like, I don't know, this is a stretch.
I don't see a trace of mineral with commercial value in any of this stuff.
And Boomer's just like, that is legitimate. I know it. I seen it.
Now, we ain't saying that we found no Sutter's Mill or nothing, but I've been around these hills all my life, and I'm telling you right now that there is a mining mineral. I can smell it.
So I guess Brooks, having softened to the Robinsons because they rescued him from the inferno, gives in, says, okay, this rock is worth something. Bring me, a few pounds of that every year.
This is interesting.
You can smell it too?
Well, it's only a possibility. Trace. Still, Maybe you could send me a yearly supply of this.
Brooks says, go ahead and don't move, boomer fall down, end of movie. What did I learn from this movie with its deep themes? Skip Robinson is a maniac, and he should not raise children, and he should not live in the wilderness, because he's not good at it. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and say let's call CPS on that one. Maybe that's the fourth movie. It's them, you know, we're gonna take your children away unless you move out of this dump and take them somewhere where there's plumbing. Skip Robinson, you are a fine specimen with a great ass, but you are a terrible dad. Thanks for watching today, guys. I am TapeGoat. You can find me on Instagram at I am TapeGoat. And remember, guys,
we are so honored you have chosen to watch us. Life is short. Subscribe.